Oh, so today we're working on this log splitter that belongs to a fellow that was actually using it when it just quit working. So he said it just died and he can't get it restarted. We're looking at a Briggs and Stratton Quantum XE 5 horsepower engine here. Pretty common engine, and it's on a lot of lawnmowers and stuff like that. So we're going to check for spark, find out what's going on. Well, first of all, let's see, it did die while he was using it, but we've got gas. Oil level is good. He said he did put a new spark plug in it. Gave it a couple of pulls and there was nothing. So we're going to find out if there's some spark. And we got a primer bulb here. And this is the throttle. So this would be stop position and run position. So let's check for spark. I'm not seeing any spark. Got good compression, I can tell that. But with no spark, I'm gonna guess could be something going on with the kill wire. Let's dig into that, find out what's going on. Alright, first thing we need to do is get this off of here. Well, yeah, I want to get this off of here. And then we're going to use a 5/16 socket. Takes 3 bolts out of the top here. Now, we're just going to kind of lift this back like this. We'll take the oil cap off. What you want to keep an eye on is the fuel line down here. The fuel line came off. There's not much gas in the tank, so we tip it back and it should be good to go here. So we're going to focus on this area here. Well, I'm going to take this off to find out. Just follow the ignition coil. See what's going on with the kill wire that's off the coil. So I got 2 bolts up front here, and then 2 bolts back here. Got a 3/8 up front. Oh, and I also forget on the oil tube is connected with the 5/16 there. So, and the bolts we want to get back here. There's one there, another one here. I think the bolts that are back here are 7/16. Nope. Guess they're 3/8, just like the front. That's not always the case. going to just kind of move this, lift this off, and there's a red O-ring there. Make sure that when you put it back in that hole down there where the oil is, just kind of clean things off. A little hard to see. Let me get some lights down there. There you go. That hole down there is where the oil is, so try not to get any crud in there. Alright, so now we should be able to take this top shroud off with the recoil. Okay, this is interesting. Now this is, of course, the ignition coil and ignition. But normally there's a wire running from here to here, because when this goes into the off position, it makes a connection here, and it basically grounds out the engine. But I'm not seeing the wire. Start taking this apart, find out what's going on. I see somebody put a aftermarket screw in there. That's a little dirty. Let's take this cover off the carburetor. Same 5/16. Okay, so that's off of there. Now this was there's a vent tube down here that was part of. I'm still looking at, now I'm looking at the carburetor. This is the carburetor. Take the carburetor off. There's two bolts holding the carburetor on. I think those are 3/8 as well. Now to remove these two bolts and the carburetor linkage, just give it a little twist like this, slide it off. Oh, this thing is crusty. So now, looking at this piece here, the linkage, that's held on by a couple of bolts underneath. Also 3/8. Yeah, the kill wire is supposed to be stuck in there. It's under tension here, and it's just missing. So I'll have to see if I can find a kill wire from a different engine. The question is, though, if the engine doesn't have spark, chances it was grounding out somewhere, but that whole wire is just missing. So where did it go, and why is it still grounding out? Well, let me find a wire and we'll get back to work.